Okay, my turn.
Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time watching. First of all, I want to say, if you hear the AC in this car, I'm sorry, it's like 80 degrees out and I'm not going to risk sitting and sweating my booty off for a Q&A because these can get lengthy. For today's video, I thought it would be fun to answer questions about moving. I know that when I posted I was moving, my inbox was just filled with questions, so I figured this would be a great way to do it. Now, I did limit it to subscribers on Instagram. If you haven't heard of subscribers on Instagram, then you can subscribe to creators or different accounts and get like exclusive content that's not posted for everybody to see and just made specifically for subscribers. First question I thought was a really good one. What was your biggest selling point? For us, I can speak for both of us on this. I know it was the land. Where we live is a very high demand, very expensive, very nice area to live, and buying land is unheard of and very expensive. The house was listed at 0.4 acres, I believe, but it's actually a little bit over half an acre. It just hasn't been like properly evaluated, so they couldn't list it as that. But regardless, it's a lot more land than I've ever had. I think it will be really fun for the kids. I really want to get into gardening, possibly more animals in the future, maybe even a pool and a jacuzzi. There's so many options, and that's really what we liked about it. Especially in the beginning, we didn't really know, are we looking for our forever home or are we looking for an investment home? And with this house, we literally had the option to do anything. We could put a house in the back because there's 3 driveways and rent out the house in the back, or we could tear down the house that we live in the future and then build our dream home, which I've mentioned many times, that is the goal right now. We intend to tear down the house that we live in on the land, and then in a handful of years, I don't know how long exactly, depends how long it takes to save up the money. Julia asked, is there work to be done on the house as of right now or just accessories? There is. I mean, like I said, it's a lot older of a house, so potentially there's a lot of things that we could do to fix it or make it nicer, if you will, but we probably won't do a lot of that. Right now we're focused just on absolute essentials like the guest bedroom, bathroom, and where the kids shower and stuff. The shower head is kind of messed up, so we need to fix that for it to be like livable. But we're not gonna make a lot of like fancy upgrades or fix a lot of things, just because, like I mentioned, we're just gonna tear it down, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to make it really nice considering it was also already remodeled by the previous owners. Julia also asked, would you consider making an addition to the house instead of knocking it down? I have considered that. We actually asked a few people about that, like professionals, and although it's not completely out of the question, one, it's not something I'm very interested in from the start. 2, the professionals that we've talked to have also really recommended us not to do that, just because the house is so old. Having all new like electrical, for instance, and then all really old electric, it can be hard to combine that, and truthfully it can become more expensive and more of a pain in the ass. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of this question in a lot of different forms, but basically downsizing. How did I do with getting rid of a lot of stuff? Did I have to get rid of a lot of stuff? And that's a really good question. So this house is smaller than my last house. I've definitely had to sell and donate and get rid of a lot of things, and it's actually been really good for me and something I was looking forward to doing, because I don't know why in this last house that I lived in, I accumulated the most amount of stuff that I've ever had, and it was starting to make me really crazy. So from the second that I knew we were buying this house, I was excited to start going through things and really deciding what I do and don't need. Now, I'll never be a minimalist, but I do feel like it helped me be more minimalistic and appreciate and use what I actually now have. How fast was the move to your new place? How long did it take to move? So we obviously we were in London when we got approved for the house, and like our offer was accepted and all of that, and that was a month ago. Well, now it's been a little over a month, so it takes about a month to go through the home buying process unless you're paying cash. And over that amount of time, I kind of started going through things and selling things and donating things, and then probably about the last week is when we really buckled down and packed everything into boxes. And then we had one day where the movers came and grabbed pretty much everything, and then a day after that we had to go back and get the rest and clean up and all of that stuff. So overall, I would say it was a pretty normal moving process. What rooms are you most excited to decorate, not including the kids' rooms? That's a really good question. I think for me, the living room in this place is really cute, and I was excited to see how the stuff that I had in the last house looks in this house. But you guys will see, I think it all came together really nicely, and it ended up being one of my favorite rooms. So probably that one. How are you doing physically, mentally, and your well-being? Love you. Well, love you too. I think your name is Jennifer, Scottsdale Jennifer. I am honestly doing so much better. I feel like in life, we all have our ups and downs, and truthfully, I know that there'll be another down, but there has to be a down to be an up, right? And I'm just like, I don't know, I'm finding like true happiness, as cheesy as that sounds, like through myself and my kids and exploring what I really love and what I love to do and pushing my boundaries in a healthy amount, but also keeping boundaries, the balance, right? But I can honestly say I'm overall doing really well. I feel really motivated and excited for the future. I feel more secure now that I'm back to owning a home, because that was really hard for me, going from being very financially stable and owning a house to not owning a house and not necessarily knowing what's going to happen in a couple months. So now that I feel more secure like in those ways, it's really allowed me to focus on my mental health, and that has been really beneficial for me. For moving a lot this year, have you picked up on any helpful tricks to make it easier? Yes, I definitely have. 1, get rid of so much stuff. You don't need it. It's too much. 2, saran wrap is like the world's best hack ever. It is a little bit expensive, but you can wrap so many things and then not have to take things out of whatever, like dressers or kids' cabinets and things. Like, you don't need to take all that out and pack it in a box. Saran wrap that shit up and have the movers carried out. Also, movers, unless you move a lot, because obviously that can be expensive. I didn't get movers every time I moved, but this last time, because I knew that this is going to be one of my last moves. Using clothes and stuff in between your dishes so they don't break. It can be kind of a pain in the ass because then you have like your clothes in the kitchen, but it saves you money on like wrapping and keeping your dishes safe, and then also less boxes, all of that good stuff. Another thing, this was the first time I used packing tape that was labeled. That was really handy. I used like bedroom number 1 tape. I'll link it down below. It's on Amazon. And then I went to the house and put like bedroom number 1 above which bedroom it was supposed to go in, so that way the movers saw the color of the tape and what the tape said and could match it to the rooms without me standing at the front door and going there, because I hate doing that. I feel lazy. How did y'all decide to buy a house together? I will say me and my boyfriend now are we got very serious very quickly, which in some cases isn't necessarily the best thing to do, but I will say for him and I to decide to be together back in, what was it, March of last year, we kind of had to be very serious and very interested in each other, because the risk that we took doing that was obviously a very big one. So now a year later, it's like we were definitely just ready. I don't know how to kind of put that into words, besides we both were just like knew that's what we wanted to do, and it was more about us just both being in a financial place to do so. So yeah, once we both felt financially ready, we kind of just looked on Zillow. We weren't expecting or necessarily like ready to do it. Like, we thought it was going to be a while until we found something that we liked, because we really wanted to take our time and find something that we liked. But then this house just kind of came up and it was just the perfect opportunity. So Kaylee asked, what was the easiest thing about moving and what was the hardest thing as well? Easiest thing I think was having families help, and then Oscar had the kids for the day that we moved. So like there was so many people, hands on deck, like ready to assist, and that was really nice. Plus just we love being around our families, so it was a really fun experience. And then the hardest thing was definitely just that this wasn't our first time moving this year. We both have moved a lot because of the changes in our life, so it was kind of just like, gosh dang it, again. Like, if I had to pack or carry or build one more box or thing, I'm gonna lose my mind. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this Q&A. I tried to answer questions that I saw a lot of and that I didn't really answer in my last video, which I will link down below, where I kind of explain that we moved and all of that. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much to my subscribers for subscribing on Instagram and asking these questions. Thanks to you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.